Hey, my name is Stix and welcome back to your monthly reminder of what's releasing, what's entering into test phases, what you can pre-register for, and what is shutting down in the month of September 2025. This is a video series where I let you know what's going on in one easy to digest format. That way, you don't miss out on anything. Now, we have a lot of games to talk about today, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. Kaiju number 8, the game, is officially releasing on the 31st of August. I know it's technically not September, but I mean, that's like a day from today. You're gonna wanna make sure you pre-register in advance. You do get a free 5-star selector at launch. Honestly, I don't know if the game is going to be good or not. I don't know if it's going to be a success or failure, but one thing is for sure, it's a new game to play. MUV-LUV Girls Garden is going to be releasing on September 3rd. This is, so, I mean, like, there are two different versions of this game. I'm gonna let you decide which of these two versions that better suits your specific style. I'm not a fan of the MUV-LUV games, but I mean, you know what? There might be some people that are, especially because this game is a little bit more degenerate, I think. Netmarble has confirmed that 7 Nights Rebirth is going to be officially launching on September 18th. This is a very, very large franchise, the 7 Nights intellectual property. Admittedly, I've never played any of them. I've never really been interested in them. I know numerous of them have been MMOs. These games have been going for over a decade now, so it is a very popular franchise. I guess when this launches, I'm gonna have to go ahead and try it at the very least. That way I kind of get a gauge for what this game and franchise is and why it is popular. Goddess Order is a pixel art, very beautiful looking gacha game that is releasing globally on September 24th, 2025. This is a game I'm actually being sponsored for because, I mean, they reached out to me and they asked if I would be interested, and I said, hell yeah, because it has a graphical aesthetic that I'm totally interested in and very on board for. It's also done by Cacao Games. They're the people behind Guardian Tales, and it honestly looks a lot and plays a lot like Guardian Tales, so I'm super excited for that. I like, there are 4 different surprisingly decent quality gacha games releasing over the period of September 2025, but that isn't all there is to play. On the contrary, there are numerous different closed beta tests that are also going to be available for us to consume, beginning with Anchor Panic. The recruitment for Anchor Panic ends on August 30th, which admittedly is today. It ends at 5 a.m. UTC -5. I don't know what time that is. If you haven't pre-registered, then I mean, I keep you guys up to date with this every single week in my weekly gacha recap, so I don't know why you're not pre-registered. Make sure to watch more of my videos, I guess, every single month. Either way, the closed beta test begins on the 31st of August and runs through the 7th of September. Honestly, I tried very hard to get into the Japanese and the Chinese versions of this. Each one failed. This one right here, though, I am very excited to play because it's a game that I've actually wanted to play for a little while now. Trickcal Chibi Go has started accepting applications for a beta test that is going to be happening in North America. This is going to have an NDA, however, and it begins from September 4th and runs through September 8th. You can attempt to access this up until the 31st of August, so you have roughly a day still to apply for this if you're at all interested. Chasing Kaledorider's closed beta test invites have been sent out. The beta test is going to begin on the 12th of September. This is that motorcycle girl riding gacha that honestly looks like a ton of fun. I don't know whether it's going to be good or not. The characters look super cute. Some of them actually look really fucking good. And I mean, it's a new gacha to play and it's a new beta test to play, so why the hell not? Scarlet tied ZeroERA closed their closed beta recruitment just a few weeks ago, and they are going to be holding a closed beta at some point, speculated to be September 2025. I don't have the exact date for it yet, but I would keep an eye out for it because it's apparently happening very soon. This is essentially a male version of Blue Archive that describes itself as being, interestingly, kind of a Blue Archive Wuthering Waves, whatever the hell that means. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Chaos09 is holding a limited playtest. Recruitment begins on September 2nd. It runs through the 12th of September. The playtest specifically begins on the 18th of September and runs through the 21st of September. So realistically, you have 10 days to sign up and then 3 days to actually play the test. This is one of my most hyped, most excited, most anticipated upcoming gacha games. So this is one you're also not going to want to miss out on. That is it for new releases and test phases. Now we're moving into pre-registrations. Honkai Nexus.Anima is holding a Nexus Bond test. Recruitment for this began on August 29th and runs through September 12th. I don't know if they have a release date for the test phase scheduled for September yet. It depends, I guess. I hope it does, because I'd love to try this game out. I don't have the highest of hopes. I think it looks a little bit too outdated for me, honestly, but I'll have a dedicated video on that coming very soon. Either way, a beta test is being held for this very soon, if not in September, then October. Stella Sora, I'm actually being sponsored to do 2 dedicated videos on Stella Sora, but pre-registration is now open. The game is releasing very, very soon. I am sponsored, like I said, and one of those videos details the release date. I'm not sure if they've revealed that yet, so I'm not going to go ahead just in case they haven't, but this is a game I'm really looking forward to and excited for as well. And I would definitely keep an eye out for this. The 7 Deadly Sins Origin has begun closed beta test recruitment. I don't think they have an actual full date scheduled for that yet. It says that the recruitment period begins on the 18th of August and runs until further notice. So they don't have an actual end date for the beta yet, which means it's probably not happening in September, but it's likely to happen in October, November, December, probably at some point in the next couple months. Either way, I'm excited, but also a little bit cautious of this. MONGIL Stardive is launching very soon. This is a fucking insanely good gacha game. I love this. I did a dedicated video on this. Pre-registration is now open and available. Y'all, you have to try this out. You have a cat that poops out monsters after you catch them. It's freaking awesome, man. And now we've hit the segment of the video pertaining specifically to gacha shutdowns. On the one hand, the Legend of Heroes Gagharv Trilogy announced end of service on September 25th. They are going to provide account progress duplication to the Korean service until September 4th. I mean, that's honestly very sad to see and hear, but you know what? It's only a matter of time till every gacha game shuts down. Assault Lily Last Bullet W's global version is going to be ending service on November 26th. It's to be expected. I don't really remember that being a very good game, honestly. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is officially shutting down in Japan, specifically on October 31st, 2025. It's been about a decade, which is honestly more than most gacha games get, so kudos to them for surviving that long. Moe Ninja Girls announces end of service scheduled for late October 2025. This is another gacha game shutting down. I actually do know some people that played this, so that's honestly very sad to see and hear. Black Clover M has officially ended service. They're also migrating developer to a new developer, and they're going to make a new version of the game and re-release with all the characters again from scratch and everything. I think that's a huge cash grab. I'm not at all excited for that, and I wouldn't recommend playing it, but you know what, either way, Lumina Prognosis is shutting down on September 24th. I don't know anyone that played that, so I genuinely I've never heard anyone even mention that, so I don't think anyone really cares. And finally, Sword Art Online Variant Showdown has announced their end of service for October 30th, 2025. And you know what? As good or bad as you ultimately think that is, at the end of the day, you know what? They're gonna make another one. So who really cares? And that is every gacha game releasing, holding a test phase, opening pre-registration for, or shutting down for the month of September 2025. Y'all are now up to date make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and watch all the videos so you stay up to date with everything coming, and pre-register for everything on the horizon. And if you're wondering what this is from, since I'm sure some of you have been, it's actually some merch I got from the Do It Night Abyss appearance I made at Gamescom 2025. I strongly urge you to go ahead and check that video out. It was, goddamn, it was good. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.